Oh shit, we're actually live. Ah, for fuck's sake.
Yeah.
Hello, YouTube. It's Charles Smith and how y'all doing today? As you can see, we're doing a. Yeah, I talk too fucking fast.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? So I got the Weenus gang, somewhat. Fucking.
Fuck you talking to?
Talking about you losers. So
This is already going
I
strong.
got the Weenus gang, Luigi fan 190, shitty name because he's got numbers in his name. We got Tig 119. God damn it, Tig.
Mm.
And this
Bot has a
motherfucker.
1 in his Murder Spot 1.
Oh my fucking god.
Scuffed
And we got-
toes.
And we got Windsor Litter 2040.
Nani?
Yeah.
Fuck, I look like some number
Dude,
trash.
someone disliked
Fuck
your
you mean,
freaking
B?
stream.
Fuck you mean, B.
Dude, someone disliked
let me
your
get that shit boneless. Okay.
Winston, this is a terrible fucking podcast.
Fuck you mean, B. Just let me get that shit boneless.
Rude.
Let me get a boneless pizza.
Alright, what do we got? Anyone got any topics to talk about or questions for the
The
homie?
state of TF2.
The state of TF2 ruined. Got it. Done.
How?
I disagree
Girl.
due to the fact that like the progress throughout the entire TF2 community has been mostly positive, and ever since Overwatch came, the TF2 community has basically been cleansed of like basically the unloyal, and the people that stick around are more passionate about the game.
I don't think
Yeah.
I don't think it
Thus
should be
making, thus making its development way better.
Hey,
And sure,
man.
the pace is not actually good as other games. However, we're able to give out quality content and have like a very passionate community.
I don't think you're missing one thing. We're missing the last comic. I will not say it is great until we get that last fucking comic. I want to know what they're doing. It's been what? How many
Yeah.
years now?
2.
Well, it's because they have their own priorities.
Oh
Right
my
now,
god, Valve!
It's really, if you really think about it, they need to focus on priorities on the actual game. Than the
I will
actual...
jerk you off.
Is this real talk or we're gonna be fucking retards?
That's what Real Talks is. If you've seen any of my other Real Talk streams, this is what we do.
No, I just met you today, boy. I don't fucking know who you are.
Boyd!
Yeah.
Alright, let's get into a serious topic. Tig, you got something about Texas?
Everything lives in Texas.
All my exes live in Texas.
All my exes live in Texas.
Hey, man. Okay. Fuck
But
did
we're gonna
everybody
get
go?
you through this. It's
Alright,
okay, but
We should do the thing that you should never do on YouTube. Get political.
I'm trying to fucking eat.
The fucking last Real Talks we had, me and Tig got pretty political, man. It was fucking great. Good turnout.
Yeah.
Right, Tig?
Yeah.
What politics were you guys talking about whatsoever?
We were talking about American politics.
Like what?
And how... Now, I'm gonna get shit for this. I know I am. For both sides, when I say this, that I think Trump gets a bad rap. Or no... So,
I agree due to the fact that like people over exaggerate the things that he do.
Thank you!
If you really had to be, if you had to really think about it, most presidents do a lot of mistakes in their run, but
Yeah.
the thing is, he is focused on every little mistake he does. Meanwhile,
Right.
with, like for example, last presidency, which was Barack Obama, he had a lot of mistakes that he did, and basically did the same thing that Trump did.
And we don't hear anyone calling him out.
It's because he's black.
Oh my god.
I think it's mostly because the majority of the media is actually focusing on what their party, which is why I
Right.
believe we should have more centrist or neutral type of medias. But
Mm.
the thing is, that's not really ideal due to the fact being neutral is not really possible for the human.
But what I want...
Humans will always take a side no matter what.
Right. What I want a news channel that gives me the information I want to know. I don't need them to like break it down for me and feed it to me in little pieces and make it. I don't want biased opinions. I want facts.
That's why you use DuckDuckGo due to the fact DuckDuckGo just gives you what you want. They
Really?
don't give you like a yeah DuckDuckGo.
I mean, just brownie. This brownie's good. Fuck.
Everyone's just eating. And
Hell
talking.
yeah. So anyone got any questions for the homie Windsor? Bring them on. I'll answer 76.8% of your questions.
Alright, I'm shooting a rapid fire round. Ready, Windsor?
What?
How old are you?
19.
Where do you
Sports
live?
use.
The United States.
What's your social security?
You know, that's a good question. I'll ask my mother.
You don't even have your own car.
No, I actually do. I'm not just gonna tell you it, dipshit.
Yeah, you're not gonna tell us, but...
Fuck you think I am?
Yeah, but you said let me ask my mom. I was waiting because some people do that. I just got
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
You're great. Alright, hold up. We need a topic, boys. PS5.
Actually, I got one idea. I got a topic.
Okay.
Do you think that ever since do you think that like the current gaming landscape has mostly whiners and lazy gamers that want everything handed to them?
Yeah.
I believe yes, due to the fact past games are mostly more because nowadays people consider them difficult, but nowadays they were just relying on skill ceilings and personal performance.
Right.
All like other games nowadays, they worry about team base or like
Yep.
diversity, which will and also like whenever people complain hard enough, they'll get a nerf.
Yep.
But the thing is, that, like people now like games like for example Team Fortress 2 or CS:GO, they mostly adapt to it and they make their own meta as the time goes on.
Right.
Unlike Overwatch, they enforce a certain meta.
Man,
Tig,
Doom-
you're silent. What do you think about that?
I'm right now. Just other people are talking to me right now.
Ah, fuck.
Tig doesn't care about us. Kick him out.
Kick
Say, I
them.
love you.
But yeah, basically, I say that nowadays gamers
Come on.
and like development companies are basically want team-based games, air quotes.
Basic
And I
bitches.
And
Yeah,
I feel like the reason why they want team-based games is that due to the fact that like it's possible to like blame it not on your own individual faults, but
Right.
on your team.
Damn. That's pretty.
Like
fucked
for
up.
example, Team Fortress 2, they have a
Mhm.
good balance between teamwork and also individuality. If you're a good player with your class,
Right.
you could possibly make a big difference in the field.
Right.
And then later down the line, for instance, competitive 66, individual skill matters, but also since all the people are equally individually skilled, and they have to worry about teamwork.
Yeah. What was I gonna say? But what if you're like me and you're just complete shit?
And get better.
You know, I would. But you know, there's a problem. I have to find a job. I need money. I gotta unbox
Then
all them
get a job.
crates.
And get a job.
You know, I
Peasant.
would. But it's not that easy, man. No place is hiring in my area. It's bullshit. I've applied to like 20 different places in the past 3 weeks. God damn. Where's my response?
Mm.
I've gotten one response from like a pest control company. They're like, hey, we'll give you your own car and everything. And I told them I don't have a license. Well, shit. Sorry, we can't give you the position. Well, fuck.
Then would it be really the company's fault, or would it be your own incompetence?
Right. But still, I am terrified to drive. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm scared as hell to get behind the wheel.
Why?
Cause what I do is whenever I'm actually in the car, I doze off, or I just go completely silent and like let my mind roam off, and I get distracted by other shit. So I'm worried if I'm gonna be behind the wheel, I'm gonna get distracted by something and die.
I think you need to work on that.
Probably. Whenever I'm the guy, I just go completely silent. I don't, utter a word for like an hour, 2 hours, even 5-hour trips. Not a single word. People are like, "You're alright, man? Yeah, I'm fine. What's wrong? What, are we dead? Are we alive? Are we dead yet? No? Okay. I'm gonna go back to being silent."
What? What just happened? That was just a fast fucking piece of talk.
It's like, damn.
Are we dead yet?
So take
No?
your
Okay.
boring as fuck, brother. I'm the one basically carrying this fucking real talk. Where the fuck are you, Tig?
I'm like having people talk to me in text, so I'm just sitting there like trying to think of
Okay,
what the hell.
I got
to
this.
do.
Tig, what's your opinion on
Yeah.
furries?
I honestly don't care. Mostly,
Will you?
it's like just as long as they're not obnoxious and being annoying about it,
Yeah.
then I won't care most.
Would you bring a
likely.
shotgun to a furry convention?
No.
Fuck.
because that's illegal.
Hey, man, you just gotta put the dog down, okay?
God damn.
Actually, though, that begs another question.
Oh boy.
Do you guys have any problem with people being openly online? The first is they say, "Oh, I'm gay. I'm gay. Hey guys, I'm gay."
When they're obnoxious about yes.
Yeah, when
They-
they're
they-
completely
the
obnoxious
only
about
time
it.
I have a
Yeah.
problem.
And they connect with. They basically make the personality being homosexual.
Bro,
or
I'm
lesbian.
bisexual, guys. I don't go out and say, yeah, I'm bi,
We
boys.
like
Hey.
in our group here, we actually know someone who is gay,
Right.
but he even makes fun of it himself sometimes.
Right.
It's fine, but like I'm asking, like for example, people that just keep on flaunting it around as if it's like some kind of like prize or like
No.
so they.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's like I honestly don't care. Like,
Right.
okay.
I'll mess around with Tig a bit, like, hey, Tig. But no.
At that point, I'd be like, I'm sorry.
No, if anyone's got a
I
problem, they
don't
gotta let
swing
me
that
know. I'll
way.
stop.
I don't swing that way.
Oh, I'll make you swing away. God. James Charles 2.0 coming along. Fuck. Hey, so, what's another topic? Hard drives or SSDs? I'm just saying that because I have a hard drive, like, right on my bed next to me. I'm like,
These
oh,
topics
shit.
are shitty. They're easy. It's both or like you need to have a thick topic, boy. This is like
Fuck.
a slow.
You want me to get a thick topic?
Yeah.
Okay.
Feminist.
What do you... No. What do you think of the socialism in our country? Why are there so many socialists running for president right now?
Due to the fact that they're exploiting the people that are like in the poverty race and then try to look for some way or some easy way to get out of their.
Someone who understands! Jesus, thank you, God. Finally. I got an intellectual.
However, though, pure anything is bad. Even
Yeah.
pure capitalism is bad. Pure
Right,
socialism.
right.
You always have to have a little bit of something, some pieces of
Like a
certain
little bit of
ideologies.
everything, almost.
Of course, there's always people that say eocentrist, because I noticed that's like the new
Right.
demographic. Because everyone thinks centrist people cannot make a choice in their life. It's just that we don't play for a team, really. We
Yeah.
think about our individuality and like try to find the best solution for humanity.
Yeah,
Basically.
man. Go to the moon.
But I do also say that some socialistic programs do assist people that are not unable to like, do certain things. Like, for instance, the disabled. The disabled people rely on those programs. Cause I have like a friend who has like a muscle deficiency, which he
Yeah.
cannot really. He cannot really like lift up stuff. He cannot really walk
Yeah.
correctly. Like he has to rely on those programs.
Okay.
That's why I say some programs are needed, some are not.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, welfare sometimes it's an iffy subject, but
Yeah.
like sometimes it's sometimes needed. I feel like it should be needed to give to someone if there's no hiring areas around them.
Right.
That's when I say yes, give them welfare. But like if there's hiring areas around them and they're getting welfare,
No.
like
My dad can't even apply for welfare because of like he didn't work enough hours apparently.
Nani?
like my family, we're a group of immigrants that barely had nothing, and we got like a lot of money from like working really hard,
Yeah.
using our talents to our use. We don't really ask for handouts from the government.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's really, if you really think people believe that the American dream is dead, you cannot become rich, you cannot get out of poverty. You actually can. It's the way you do it.
A lot of work.
You just
a
gotta,
lot of-
you gotta push yourself.
It's a lot of work and also decision making on
Yep.
both ends. Like everything you do,
Not
like,
buying every piece of shit thing with your credit card.
Stop buying keys.
Because what my parents did is like they believe in like altruistic beliefs.
Right.
Like they worry about their kids more than themselves.
Okay.
And the thing is, they don't worry about what their personal wants. You know?
Right.
Like they would not go out to eat without us,
Aw.
basically. They will not go to vacation without us because they believe that we're a family. We should stick together.
Right.
Yeah.
I am a parent. I gave birth to you. It's my job. Not even a job. They don't view it as a job. They view it as a good pastime, good enjoyment. For
Right.
them, a good enjoyment for them. They
Like, hey,
believe
family.
they believe
That's
that
nice.
they believe I gave birth to you, so I should focus on you,
Yeah,
not
man.
me. If I want to focus on me, then why did I give birth to you?
Damn.
Exactly. I could see that.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
The thing is, I think that's how we got like a lot of money and like have a very stable life and a very, very like prosperous life, is because we most don't spend too much and we just save,
Nice.
work, help each other as a family.
Right.
We do things to ease the burdens of everything and such.
Hmm.
And good decision making, of course, obviously.
Excuse me, of course.
But like people nowadays think that like people blame it on other things. People who blame things on other things are the ones that I think are always going to be stuck in poverty. Oh, I am in poverty because of my race. Oh, I'm in poverty because I cannot get a job.
Oh.
I'm in poverty
When you
because
start
I'm gay.
blaming other people for your issues, then there's something wrong.
Right.
Like, even there-
Unless it's like, like maybe if someone like physically hurt you and shit like that, maybe that's one thing. But just something dumb reason, I guess. It's like, okay, really?
like for example, people usually say I cannot get a job because of my race.
Oh.
Well, the thing is, for example, most successful people are always sometimes discriminated against, and then when they push themselves forward against everyone who's like pushing back at them,
Right.
you'll be able to go through anything and get a prosperous life. Like for example, a good example is surprisingly, even though he's a meme, Gordon Ramsay, right?
Yeah.
At the beginning of his career, he started in like French kitchens were like very rude towards British people, and, like all that stuff. He didn't whine and cry about it. He just took it like a man, and just do the work.
Right.
Yeah.
That's how
It's
you,
like,
that's
if
how
you-
it's
You
done.
have to be careful when you do that shit now, because it's like if you try to be like, like hard on someone, they could just get you sued or
Which is
fucking other
ridiculous.
dumb shit.
Which I think which is why I feel like I feel like people who make fun of like boomers and all that stuff, I honestly think boomers are more happy with their life than anyone else in any
Right.
generation. Due to the fact they don't have like they don't worry about things that are not relevant to them.
Right.
Like,
I usually just don't care about most like insults because it's just like, fuck it. Usually I'll just forget about it down the road and be like, wait, this happened? Oh yeah.
like for example, I know a lot of people who like cry and start screaming when they see another issue in another country. Like,
Oh,
sure, it's
jeez.
sad, but what can you do about it?
Right.
Exactly.
Like if you typing on Twitter and screaming about it is doing nothing. Sure, it gives awareness, but the people are just gonna like it. No, I saw this I know it's from a movie, but like I think it's a really good depiction of how we as humanity work. They're just gonna look at the TV and say, "Oh, that's sad," and then they'll move on with their day.
Right.
That's how. Like, sure, people are gonna scream and like be sad about it, but it's all about what you're gonna do. What are you gonna do? What action are you gonna take?
If you just can't be there to help out, then why are you complaining about it so much? If you're not gonna if you're not gonna nut up and go over there and actually do something about it, don't be sitting there like, oh, this is so bad. I blame this person. I blame that person because they're not doing anything to help them. It's like, what the fuck? Why don't you get up and do something, you piece of shit?
Yeah, I don't say like you don't have the right to complain. You do, but do
Right.
not complain. Don't get angry at other people who don't
Right,
really
right.
care. Because if you care about this issue so much, then why don't you do it?
Right.
If I had $1 every time I hear someone say, "Oh, I worry so much about trans right issues," and I'm like, "All right, why don't you go out there?"
Yeah.
Oh, you're just complaining? You're just gonna fight on Twitter? What's that gonna change? What's that gonna change?
You'd be one
Nothing's
rich
gonna
man.
change. Nothing's gonna change. You're spouting words, no action. Also,
Right.
there's another thing I've been noticing.
Oh boy.
What?
Protesting is never relevant anymore.
Yes.
I think it's not relevant anymore due to the fact at this point it's not even protesting. It's just trying to fight the majority while you're the minority. Like, remember when Martin Luther King Jr. said, like, you try to love you love every fellow man even if they don't like you.
Right.
And, like, you don't
Yeah.
fight back because, like, if you fight back, you just prove them right. Like, for example, the ma'am girl from
Yep.
GameStop, how she like basically start being aggressive and rude. You think that's a good image for trans people? Is that really standing up? Like, what? That's not really doing anything. That's, if anything, that's just proving people right. Like, oh, these trans people. Imagine them if they were in our bathroom. Imagine these trans men in our women's bathroom.
Right.
How aggressive they could be with us. is that kind of notion that people need to realize that sometimes it's best to take the hits and continue with your life because you're gonna prove them wrong.
Right.
Like for example, let's just say a trans man, right?
Okay.
He goes around doing like guy stuff. Just keeps on doing guy stuff, and then someone just hates trans people for no reason. Like obviously, there's like a very very extremist type of situation, but
Right.
like he starts like pushing them, hitting. Of course, you have the right to fight back, but if you believe that you're in a oppressed trans society, right?
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't try to fight back, but obviously they'll fight back, right? And obviously everyone's gonna applaud for them, right?
Right.
Because you're defending yourself. That's a good situation to do it, right? To fight back. And let's just say someone mispronounces your pronouns.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you throw a fit, you start breaking stuff. If you show that a simple misword or like people, because the thing is, people need to realize trans is actually not even. It's not even an old concept. It's new. It's very
Right.
new concept. It's if anything, it's not even fully scientifically proven to be. Valid.
Yeah.
People say it is because they show psychiatrists, but the thing is, those are people that with the mind, it's like
Right.
mental. But body-wise, you're still a
Yeah.
guy. Body-wise, you're still a guy.
Biological.
Still a guy or woman. And the thing is, you do know when a guy this might be a hot take, but I believe but you're transitioning. If you're a male, you're becoming a female to male,
Mhm.
and then a male to female. I feel like the female to males get more aggressive, and the male to females get more emotional. Because what I noticed is that, like for example, the ma'am guy,
Yeah.
he got insanely emotional really quick, and the thing is, since he has a man body, he uses aggressive because he has a mixture of testosterone and also what's the other women's thing called? What? Let's call it feminine glands, whatever. The feminine thing. It's a mixture of testosterone and the emotional part of women,
Right.
thus making a very aggressive response. Females, they're mostly gonna be aggressive, emotional, which will mostly do what most females do is cry, and then probably they'll like scream and kick and. Which is, I feel like that's why I feel like when transitioning, it's gonna obviously do some changes, but I feel like when they transition, I feel like they should be monitored or like at least like you know how like we have like physical training or like physical therapy. I feel like there should be
course.
mental training and mental
Yeah.
therapy. Once
Right.
they
Right.
go through situations where guys usually go through, what females usually go through. Like not like those whole political shit. I'm talking about
Right.
like actual what guys do and
Like actual
what
things.
females.
Hmm.
That's why I personally think that like the whole trans situation, I could care less what you want to do. I treat everyone like a person. If you be mean to me, then I'm gonna be mean to you. If you're a
Right.
dickhead, then I don't want to associate with. But if you're cool, you're cool. Blah blah blah.
Yeah. Like treat me like shit, then I'm probably not gonna bother. I'll just go on my merry way, and that's it.
Right. I like it's like with me. I don't mind if someone's talking shit about me, but if they're gonna talk shit about one of my close friends or my family, that's when I stand up. I'm like again.
Exactly.
I do give my family a lot of shit because of our different beliefs and shit, but they're still my family. You know, I gotta stand up for them when they
Yeah.
need it. Like I don't get into this topic a lot, but oh jeez, here we go. Oh shit, here we go again.
What happened? What?
So again, my family, my older brother, my little brother, my mother, my uncle, basically my entire family are Democrats, and I'm the only right-leaning person in the family. So there's always arguments and shit. And my mom was like, why do you gotta be like this? I'm like, Mom, you're making a big deal just because I said something good about Trump. You get all this false information from fake media sites, and I correct you, and you bitch about it.
Jeez.
I mean, she just screams at me at times. It's like, no, it's not true. Like, yes, mother. It is true. You want to look it up? I can pull up the facts real quick. Your argument is bullshit. And we argue all the time, but you know, we make up because we're family.
People that rely on like the fucking media for
Right.
news is just they're living in a box.
Like, and I point this out, like, you're constantly on Facebook, Mom. You get most of your information on Facebook. Facebook. Stuff could easily be faked on there, and nobody would know. Do you know
Yep.
how many things are faked on social media, and we have no idea until the evidence comes out? It's like, really?
That's why I use.
That's why you use what? Hello?
Bot?
Iris?
Boy?
I think he died.
Ah, shit. Is he back?
There he is. He's back.
Thank you, Discord. Anyway, that's why I use DuckDuckGo.
Yeah.
Even though I don't use it as my main website, but if I'm gonna look for facts, I use DuckDuckGo due to the fact it tries to find specifically what you look, and it has
Right.
no political leanings whatsoever.
Right. That's what we
Mhm.
need.
Everyone needs to realize that being neutral is very difficult. It's not a human way. Let's
Right.
be honest. Every human has a team, sort
Yup.
of.
Yep.
Like you could say, like, "Oh, I don't have a team." Oh, really?
You do.
And like, you do. You might. It's like not you consciously. You do it unconsciously. You just do it
Yeah.
like on the whim. But everyone has set beliefs in teams that they basically follow. Like for example, friends. Friends are always like have something related.
Yeah.
That's basically your own
Yeah.
team. And there's some, and then like for example, people who have like, there's a team for people that want to have like friends that are different from them. That's kind of like it.
Yeah.
Like teams are everywhere. I imagine humans as like different houses. People
Hmm.
have like certain things they want to go in. They want to
Yep.
go in here. They want to go in here. They want to go in here. Just that people that want pure neutrality also need to realize that's not realistic. But we can try as close as we can
Right.
to get the actual truth. We can never get the full truth, but we can get to the actual truth. You know what I mean?
we
Like
can get,
almost
we can get a majority of the truth.
yes.
Okay.
Even facts that you perceive can also be biased. of
Right.
course. But the thing is, if it's consistent same facts, then we get closer to the truth.
Yep. Fucking, what was I gonna say?
That's what we call the marginal error and all that stuff.
Right. Back to what I was saying about like family and shit. The only time I could see, like, myself or anybody getting away from their family is if they were like in a emotionally or physically abusive relationship with their family. Which
Even then, still.
Right, right. But still, like my one of my last relationships, this girl I was with, her family would beat her because I wasn't Muslim. She was a Muslim girl, I wasn't Muslim, and they didn't like me. The only family member that liked me was her dad, who supported me and everything in our relationship. But like, we broke up, we were still on good terms, but you know, I understand where she's coming from. Like, yeah, we can't do this anymore. I don't want to get hurt. I'm like, yeah, I understand. No biggie. I cry. You cry. We move on.
We all cry inside.
Yeah, man. No, but when it happened, I was fucking heartbroken, dude. I'm still recovering. Like, we were together for about 1 year and 3 months, and I got extremely close to this girl. She was quite literally my everything. And during that time we were together, I lost my grandmother on my father's side, or as I call her, my Oma. A very close and emotional attachment to me. And then I lost my grandfather on my mother's side. It was someone I cared about deeply, and I actually took care of him for a couple months. I was there by his side every fucking day. And I helped him. I helped my grandma, who could barely take care of him anymore, so I had to be there for her. And soon after, you know, what happened with my father, unfortunately, fucking, you know, she broke up with me. You know, I'm not upset with her. I'm not. She had to do what she had to do.
I'm gonna play a video
Oh,
if
God.
we want. You can put it on the stream if you want to.
What
but
is it?
this stream-
Is it copyrighted?
No.
What is it?
It is who is the doomer? Dealing with the age of hopelessness. This is a good topic we should talk about after we've watched them.
All right, give me 1 sec. How am I gonna do this? Hang on. Let me click on the link. Hang on.
Quickly pause it because it is a
Yeah,
music
yeah.
video. That's
I'm
like
gonna pause
that's
it,
the
hang on.
stock.
Is that an ad? Is that an ad? Oh fuck. Please don't tell me that's an ad.
What is?
Is there an ad in the beginning?
No.
Okay. Let me.
Just press pause. That's like the stock video they always.
I'm just waiting for it to load. Oh wait. Fuck.
There we go.
Okay, it's paused. Let me rewind. Okay. Let me set up my stream so we can see this. Hang on. Let me go to editor.
I feel like this is copyright though. It's like
Is
a
it really?
music video.
Oh, that's not the no, that's not the music video. That's not the video I'm gonna play.
Oh wait, what?
Okay.
Just wait till you sense it up, then I'll put it in the video.
Okay, I was
Hang on.
confused. for
Wait a
second.
minute. Wait a minute. How am I gonna do this? Fuck. I'm not sure how to do this because I don't want to. There's so much shit in the way. Fuck.
If not, they could just hear it through audio, probably.
No, what I could do is I could take the link and I could play it on my screen.
Oh.
Yeah, hang on. I have an idea. I think I can do this like this, if I'm not mistaken.
Let me send the link to you.
All right, I have the link right now. Or do you have the like
Either
video?
watch together or the video.
The video itself.
Oh, you don't have the video. This is the.
Oh, that's you got the video. Okay, hang on. Let me close out of this. Thanks. All right, let me cut this. So I'm gonna show this off to my stream.
And I'll tell you when we need to press play, because I'm gonna press play for me and me.
Okay, okay. Hang on.
Okay.
Add source. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pause it real quick. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted. Fuck. Okay, and we're gonna pause that. Okay. Hang on. Let me make sure everything's good. Oh shit. Fuck.
I've never seen someone struggle this hard to put a video.
I know
on.
it's not easy because like the fucking shit.
Set up as fuck then if you're struggling, dude.
Hold on. Okay, hang on a minute. I'm trying to make sure I can get this just right without fucking everything up, without getting a strike.
You won't.
Okay, a little more up. Let me check that. Okay, that'll work. That'll be fine. Okay. So tell me when you press play.
Hold on. Okay. 1.
Okay.
You do the countdown.
All right. 1,
Okay.
2, 3, go.
Oh, that's an ad. Fuck.
Whatever works.
Oh, god damn it.
Well, where we at? Tell us when you hit 6 seconds.
Damn it. Hang on. I have to. Fuck. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. I have an idea. Shit. I just played an ad. One sec. I'm gonna turn off my desktop audio so they won't hear you. I'll play the thing real quick. Hang on. Nope, it's another ad. God damn it. Hang on. Fuck. Okay, this ain't gonna work, dude. The awesome nub. Alright, what's up, man? Sorry, hang on. Let me put up your audio again. There you go, guys. They can hear you now.
Actually, why don't wait?
I
Actually,
tried to get the thing to work. It's complicated right now. I want to show the video off, and now it's fucking with me.
You could just let the audio play in the background.
Could
It's
I?
mostly just visuals.
Okay, could I
really
do
easy,
that?
yeah.
Hang on.
He mostly reads everything out for you.
Audio
anyway.
input or audio output? Oh wait, no, wait. Desktop audio. There it is.
Are you ready?
Hold on, I gotta. Fuck. Oh wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have an idea. Give me a sec. Shit. No. Wait. Fuck. This is complicated, man.
It's not complicated. You're scum. You're
Like,
just
what are you trying to do?
I'm
You just need
trying
to
to-
show the video.
I know, that's the problem.
Any of his counter
this shit.
characters, Boomer,
Yeah, fucking hell.
out here. You can't even put up a video.
No, because I don't want to get struck down by YouTube.
You
Oh, you're
They'll
doing.
strike me down if I show
other
any
thing.
ad or anything like that.
Oh, they won't.
Yes, they will. It's happened before. They gave me a ban. They banned my streaming for a month because of it. It was 3 months. 3 months.
All because of an ad
Yes.
off of a different video. What the fuck is that bullshit?
I think it's from the music in the video.
Fucking probably. Give me a minute. How the fuck am I gonna do this shit?
What you could just do is get an ad block.
Dude, I'm not getting ad block. You know what?
Why?
Because I don't want to. Fuck, I look like. Hang on.
Oh, because you want to help the creators.
There we go.
Like, well, you can have it disabled at certain times. Like, if you're about to like watch a certain creator you actually want to,
Right.
like
Someone said, for some
support,
reason, I'm
then you can turn it off.
Someone said for some reason I'm sub this channel. All right, if you don't like the content, you don't have to stay sub, man. If you want to stay sub, that's fine. But I'm not gonna tell you what to do, my guy. Hold up.
How you you guys are all so chill with your chat? I call my chat bitch asses.
Oh my
You
god,
fucking
dude.
bitch- You
No,
little
I'm nice.
fucking
I'm nice
bitch.
to people who watch my channel. You know what I'm saying?
The majority of my fucking chat want my ass.
Oh my god, dude.
They want to eat your ass.
Oh fuck.
They want to slurp me up like a noodle.
Oh my god, dude. Nah, we might have to use another time or something because I can't I can't figure this shit out. It's like bullshit.
Yeah.
Wait, I could do this even more scuffed. Hold on. Hold on. Let's make a group call.
Oh god.
Oh, god damn it.
Might as well listen. All right, man. Hang on.
Why is it so difficult for you to put a video?
I fucking god, dude. Hang on.
YouTube is a bitch
Yeah,
sometimes.
YouTube's a big bitch, dude. You want to make a private call? Go ahead, man. Just add me. You know what I'm saying? So you still have to add me as a friend. You know what I'm saying?
Huh?
Could add me as a friend, you cuck.
Wait, I just met you. Sure.
And this is crazy, alright, man? Alright, make a private call. We can check this out. Cool, cool.
I didn't fucking take.
Alright, I'm adding tag. Hang on. Fuck. Fuck. Damn it. Oh god, they're stalking. Alright, can you put it in full screen real quick? Like when you're ready? Put it.
Yup.
Okay, put it in full screen. Shit, I'll share it. Hang on.
You want a screen share? Okay.
No, no, no. You want me to screen share? No, you screen share.
I thought that's what the idea was. He's gonna screen share.
He's gonna screen share. Let me get a thing ready. Okay, hang on. Almost set up. Just let me move my shit over. Fucking.
Never have I ever had to do the most scuffish shit ever.
Okay,
for
I'm gonna
this
put on
video.
display capture, so they're all gonna see the shit on my screen. So give me a sec.
Ah, that's why you use display capture.
Cause I have to. I don't got a choice. All right, play it.
If you
Put on
frequent
full
the
screen.
internet, you have likely seen memes and videos
Put on
like
full
the
screen.
known as Doomer and or any of his counter
Thanks, mate.
characters, Boomer, Bloomer, and Zoomer. If you have not, these are them. Each of these characters
sure they can
represents a
hear me.
distinct personality type, usually associated with a specific generation within current society.
Yeah, they can hear it.
The
Okay,
Doomer
good,
character is especially popular and is what we will be focusing on here. The Doomer is an individual who is typically in their 20s and male, although a Doomer in the
boy.
philosophical sense does not need to be either. He or she does, however, need to be someone who feels a sense of aimlessness and loneliness, and is consequently stricken with a deep despair for life. For the Doomer, life is meaningless, and the world is inevitably doomed by humanity's ignorance, greed, and futility. As a result, the Doomer sees little to no reason in engaging in traditional pursuits, and thus retreats from society into apathetic isolation.
Oh.
This character is often used in videos and memes to illustrate various experiences that come with this pessimistic sense of life. Things like working a dead-end job, struggling to maintain or get over romantic relationships, excessive drinking and smoking, feeling alienated from one's friends and family, etc. This character's popularity and widespread relatability is very telling about the conditions of the modern person, specifically that of the current young adult generation. It reveals the depth of pessimism and nihilism being experienced, a hopelessness for both the now and for the future. One of the Doomer's counter characters is the Boomer, the name being derived from the term baby boomer, an individual born between 1946 and 1964, 2 generations or so before the
Then
Doomer.
I'm not a boomer
However,
then.
the age and generation of a boomer does not necessarily matter. What does matter is this character's contrasting outlook on life. Opposed to the Doomer, the Boomer possesses a positive, can-do attitude. More specifically, in the context of the meme, the Boomer's attitude exists in a naive, blissful ignorance of truth. The Boomer chugs along in their ignorant delusion, unaware of the reality in which they live, mistakenly thinking they have it all under control. Where the Doomer is aware of the world's conditions and consequently pessimistic about them, the Boomer is unaware and thus ignorantly blissful.
Huh.
Unlike the baby boomers, the Doomer was born in or around the 90s and grew up through an era when technology developed at an unprecedented rate in an exceptionally small amount of time. The advent of the internet as well as affordable internet devices would completely change the way people could experience and understand the world. During this internet generation, children and young adults had access to a completely open and constant flow of information, an ability to see, hear, talk with, and engage in the entire world in real time, all the time. The world would shrink down to fit in the palm of one's hand, allowing one to easily see just how absurd, chaotic, and meaningless it truly is. As a result, a huge portion of an entire generation would realize early on that things weren't all good, that the can-do, positive attitude of the Boomer was outdated and ignorant of what was really going on. With lingering counterculture narratives from the 60s and 70s, a decreasing popularity in Christianity following the Second World War, and an increasing access to information, This generation would be left with no traditional meaning or hope to fall back on. A generation where many find a piece of themselves in the Doomer. So now what? Are we doomed to exist in a world where the options are either blissful ignorance or informed melancholy? In order to better understand and deal with growing pessimistic and nihilistic tendencies, it is helpful to refer to the work of 19th century philosophers Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche. Arthur Schopenhauer is often regarded as the philosopher of pessimism, arguably the original Doomer. Like the Doomer's outlook, for Schopenhauer, life is in fact riddled with unavoidable pain, meaninglessness, and absurdity. For Schopenhauer, we are prisoners to our unconscious instinct to survive, reproduce, and sustain existence. And, in a traditional sense, everything we do in life is merely a product of this irrational force, void of any purpose other than to continue to sustain itself. As a result, we live a life of delusion, constantly in a frenzy, trying to impress sexual partners in order to reproduce, and trying to accomplish things in order to find happiness. Schopenhauer writes, "There's only one inborn error, and that is the notion that we exist in order to be happy. So long as we persist in this inborn error, the world seems to us full of contradictions. For at every step in things great and small, we are bound to experience that the world and life are certainly not arranged for the purpose of maintaining a happy existence." In Schopenhauer's mind, we want so badly to believe that we exist to be happy and to have specific purpose, but with an honest examination, we realize we do not. This perspective does not fall far from that of the Doomer. Arguably, neither the Doomer nor Schopenhauer are necessarily wrong in their assessments of life. Life is in fact linked with chaos, pain, and fundamental meaninglessness. The real problem, however, is not found in this realization, but how this realization is handled. Schopenhauer offered two solutions for the realization of life's meaningless suffering: asceticism and art. Asceticism is the disciplined avoidance of pleasure, an overcoming of the unconscious desire and pursuit for the selfish and material, be it things like sex, vanity, money, social status, etc. Schopenhauer felt that by obtaining control over the ceaseless yearning for things, one can find a form of happiness in the present moment. However, Schopenhauer also acknowledged the sheer difficulty in accomplishing this feat, for it is not enough to merely realize the senselessness of one's behaviors in order to stop them from occurring. The level of discipline and commitment required would prove immensely difficult for even the wisest of individuals. Alternatively, Schopenhauer provided one other solution: engaging in the aesthetics of art and philosophy as much as possible. In this, Schopenhauer suggested that things like poetry, theater, music, paintings, literature, theory, etc. have the power to reveal and share truth, a truth that liberates the individual during the moments he or she is engaging in it. By expressing our pains and sufferings or engaging in the expressions of others, we feel less imprisoned and less disillusioned in ourself. With this, one does not need to find anything worthwhile or ultimately meaningful in the materialistic or traditional world beyond the mere expression of one's disinterest and pain within it. In expressing pain and absurdity through arts and philosophy, the pain and absurdity is transmuted into wonder and purpose for oneself as well as others. Interestingly enough, the Doomer meme itself embodies this idea. The creation, sharing, and engaging of Doomer content is an example of a Doomer expressing their sense of doom and translating it into something enjoyable and meaningful. In an attempt to take this idea further, we will look to the philosophy of Friedrich Nietzsche, a philosopher renowned for his nihilistic take on life. Nihilism is the belief in nothing, the principle that nothing has any fundamental meaning at the end of itself, and that life is and will always involve a suffering through this meaninglessness. During his life in the 19th century, Nietzsche found that traditional religion ceased to help the modern person in dealing with the pains of life, and that nihilism was the only rational and practical approach that remained. However, for Nietzsche, the meaninglessness found in nihilism did not suggest that we should give up and retreat into a dull, apathetic life. Rather, the realization that life is meaningless permits the individual to look inside him or herself and create their own meaning and self-identity. The world is full of systems and pressures to conform to the collective, religions, traditions, and mass movements that attempt to lead us in certain arbitrary directions. The individual, Nietzsche writes, has always had to struggle to keep from being overwhelmed by the tribe. If you try it, you will be lonely often and sometimes frightened. But no price is too high to pay for the privilege of owning yourself. The pressure of accepting mass methodologies and principles in life is, has, and will always be immense. The resistance of such comes with feelings of alienation and hardship. However, for Nietzsche, the pain of caving in is infinitely worse. In the context of modern times, perhaps the Doomer feels a heightened alienation from the world because the internet compounds the weight of social pressure and a sense of detachment. However, this experience of alienation and despair is not unnatural nor without value. Rather, one must walk deliberately through the mud of life, realizing that there will be ongoing pains and challenges in their self-actualization, and instead of turning away from them, lean into them and face the sufferings head-on, developing themselves and their personal meaning, no matter how uncommon or hard it may be. Nietzsche felt that the key to suffering is knowing how to use suffering. I assess the power of a will by how much resistance, pain, torture it endures and knows how to turn to its advantage, Nietzsche writes. By inviting suffering in and recognizing it as an opportunity to develop wisdom and resilience, we utilize it as a method of creating our own purpose and greatness. In the fundamental pain and meaninglessness of life, we must not find ourselves with an indifference that renders us lethargic and paralyzed away from caring about anything, but rather an indifference that inspires us to create meaning and care for things we deem enjoyable and engaging. For both Nietzsche and Schopenhauer, the greatest reason for life is found in the self-realization and self-expression of one's unique truth, the utilization of the suffering and chaos in life and turning it into wonder, wisdom, and greatness. With this in mind, if we square away our life as best we can, accepting the inevitable chaos and suffering, if we obtain the money we can, want, and need to sustain our life, attempting to keep a close eye on our unconscious, irrational desires, and if we live with an interest to create personal meaning and engage in expressive activities, then we can build a life worth living, even in the face of apparent chaos, doom, or futility. This attitude can be found in the hopeful doomer character, Bloomer, a character who, in the meme, possesses the awareness of the sad and painful realities of life, but still sees that there can be purpose to it all, still sees that there is an opportunity for meaning and wonder to be created and experienced, and that, however messy the world may be, it is still worth playing in and trying to make the most of.
Is that it?
I think so, yeah.
Okay, hang on. Okay, let me go
Yeah.
back to this shit. Fucking.
How do you guys feel about it?
I mean,
I can fucking relate to that.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Hmm.
Cause, god damn.
Was it basically reading your entire life story in a nutshell?
Yes. Cause this is an issue I have. I like when I have nothing to distract me. I have constant thoughts of just basically just dark, depressing thoughts.
Right.
And it just happens. I don't like thinking about it. It keeps me up at night some moments.
yeah.
But I just think about it and it's just terrible. But god damn, that video pretty much fucking
That certainly shows some
explained
shit.
everything.
Really does also show that like how it also, because every video I showed this so far to, they say they relate to this or this is legit Bell.
Right, right.
I mean, right now.
Like literally, like the Doomer is basically what I was, but then I guess I'm like in the bridge to the Bloomer side. I guess.
Hmm.
Well, the thing is, Doomer is not like you have to be specifically what all the traits of Doomer, but you have some Doomer traits, and you probably have
Right.
some Bloomer.
Yeah, like I do. Like I would say, like probably a much more controlled Doomer. I guess I could say,
Hmm.
mainly because like I had thoughts of suicide long ago,
Right.
but what kept me from doing that wasn't medication. It was the thoughts of my family and friends.
Right.
And what will happen if I did do said thing? Like, what would my family feel? How would my friends feel? What friends I had, how would they feel if I just commit suicide out of nowhere? And I thought, what will happen if one of my friends did that? I'll be breaking down in tears. I would be terribly sad
Right.
because I would have felt like I could have done something to maybe talk them out, like help them, do something to help them with through their problems.
Right.
So it's like, so that's what made me not even bother doing it. It's just I feel like it would just cause more pain than anything. Like, it's basically if you end your own life, you move the pain from not just yourself to anyone you knew,
Right.
family.
I think that's what's
friends,
always.
so
I
on.
think that's what's always been holding back people that don't like. People always try to attempt to commit suicide, which I noticed that a lot of people say they're afraid of the pain, and they're afraid of like either hurting the other people around them. The thing I
Right.
also noticed, I think I also keep on saying that like you have some attachment to this world because like if you want to die, you will die. You'll kill yourself, but you have some attachment to this world which you do not want to just let go. Because the thing is, the majority of people who are suicidal, like genuinely suicidal, have
Mhm.
suicidal tendencies, but generally suicidal. They don't care about the pain. They want to die.
Right.
They want to die. And if you want to die, you will kill yourself. There'll be no fear of hesitation. You will kill
And
yourself.
it's sad.
Yeah.
That's why we have suicide people that try
Right,
to
suicide
commit
hotlines.
their bring in their
Suicide
humanity.
hotlines and all
Yeah,
that.
suicide hotlines are people that like when people are on a suicidal situation, They usually
But-
call in people to help them, like, appeal to their feelings, appeal to their humanity. So that means they have
Right.
something that they can connect to this
Yeah.
world.
That's why, as a friend, even to someone that I barely know, I will care. Like, even no matter what problems they're going through, I will sit there and listen because I didn't have that much. So, like, I didn't have a friend I could sit there and talk to day about my problems, mainly because it was either my own issues of just not wanting to bother others,
Mm.
or just I just didn't actually have anyone I could think I could talk to about my issues. I mostly just kept it all bottled up, and it caused issues just having it all kept together in one little bottle.
It really does.
To the point- it causes more issues than anything if you don't talk about it. That's why I've come to the conclusion it's best to always talk about them, no matter
Mhm.
what. Just talk about them. Like, just the simple act of just maybe talking about your problems, what you're going through. Your friends don't really need to absolutely do anything. They just need to listen. That's it.
Yeah.
Just sit there, listen, and then just try to cheer up in the best way they can. Sometimes you may leave them speechless, yes, but give them a moment because it does take time for, like, this is for the people who do have, like,
Issues.
anyone who's listening. If you do have like a suicidal thoughts and you do have a friend you can vent to, but they don't seem like they're 100% reacting, like they're not saying anything, give them a moment. Sometimes it takes a moment for a lot of people to process, but sometimes they're just sitting there trying to think. Like, at least to me, it takes a moment to think of what I would like to say in that situation. All I can really
But
say is like, just damn, and man.
Also, I do know there's some people that are what I consider sunshine friends. You ever heard that term?
Sunshine friends.
Yeah, they are not here for your feeling. They're just here for fun. They don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
The
heard
thing
that.
is, I think that's also, like, even if you say to those sunshine friends, right? I say that's good because you
Mhm.
just weed out the people that are not really your friends.
Right.
I call those fake friends.
Yeah, I call them those fake friends too, and that basically reduced the heartaches
Yeah.
by tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
I just think nowadays people are in doomer cultures because people worry too much. Just feel like it's worrying too much.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention focusing on what other people think.
Yeah.
Now, for focusing,
Yeah.
and the thing is, on that video, he is right. The individual is always going to be berated, always going to be berated and hated by the majority of people.
It's true.
How do successful people get born? They become the individual. They sought out their own goals. No one else told, like, Bill Gates to make Microsoft. He decided himself.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Say if everyone decides to start the conclusion and look within themselves and work to become like the individual, not having to rely, like, it's fine to rely on people, right? But not like rely on people, like
To the
worry about what
extreme.
other people think, to the extreme of worrying
Mhm.
about what other people think. Focus on your own personal happiness, and then
Yeah.
you'll be able to
Yeah.
like, and then that conclusion you'll turn into the boomer, which obviously will have a successful life and an enjoyable life.
Yeah.
And all the heartaches and all the difficulties they will be able to overcome and not let it control them. Like, for example, the doomer will
Yeah.
let like breakups control his life or like still affect him to this day.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm about to get to some deep shit. So, for those who you know,
Also, can I
Oh,
say something real quick
go ahead,
about
go
like the whole, like, basically you saw in that video where it showed like anti, like, suicide pills.
Yeah.
I feel like that's an issue though on its own.
yeah,
Like, I think we rely on medication too much in situations like that.
right.
Of course.
Like, I think a lot of like the psychological help, like the help that they do, they
Yeah.
usually just go quick to write up to a prescription of some kind of pill,
Yep.
and in some cases can just cause more issues if it isn't diagnosed correctly.
I say the reason why that is the thing because the way we develop our Western society. Obviously, I'm pretty sure you're all tired here, like, oh, society's fault, but like the way we frame society and how like the beginning, the birth of society, mental health was never
Yeah.
really focused much back in the day.
Right.
Even because like due to the fact we were too focused on like what's happening now.
Mhm.
You're helping the collective, not the individual.
Right.
And the thing is, the reason why they give you those pills because it speeds up bringing you back into the collective. Because it takes a long
Yeah.
time to fucking refine someone's mind to make them happy and such. Like, and basically
Yes.
get them out of depression. It's a long process.
I
And
just
that's
feel
why
like
that's why they resort to pills.
I know they instant resort to pills, and they don't want to sit there and have like maybe weeks or months on it.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's you seem like in some cases with like medication, it's either an instant fix in some cases, or it's not. It will take months, maybe years sometimes.
And it's a waste of money too. No
It's
waste
a-
of insurance.
It can be, yeah.
Like all the shit that's used for it, it's ridiculous.
All right, give me 1 second, guys. I'll get into my topic after I let my damn cat in. I hear her meowing at my door. What do you want, girl? I'm getting into some serious business. You can't eat those. You can't eat those. No, you can't eat those. Those are mine. Alright. Where was I? So, as I was going to say before, anyone who was in the chat right now, and doesn't want to go too deep into some stuff that I'm going to some personal issues that I've had in the past and still deal with today. So if you guys want to listen, stay along. If you guys don't want to listen, you don't have to listen. But this is going to be some serious stuff. So in the past, and I still deal with the shit. I do take antidepressants, which in a way they help, but not to the fullest extent.
Yeah.
Of course, pills don't fix everyone's problems.
Right.
If a pill fixed everyone's problems, we wouldn't need doctor.
Exactly. But the moment I went off them, like I was going to school, I went off of them, and then my depression was off the charts. I was saying a lot of stupid shit, and I was self-aware. I knew what I was saying, but I couldn't stop myself. I couldn't bear myself to say, yeah, let's go back to the medication, because I thought that's the big help. But at times I don't feel like that's the help. That's the main, cause of me being happy and sane. I feel like my friends are the main point, are the main thing that keep me, sane and alive. But one problem I had back in middle school throughout high school, I really don't talk about this with anybody, but you know what? I'm gonna make this public. Jesus Christ! I used to suffer from hallucinations. Shit where that wasn't there.
Shit.
Very scary shit. Usually coming with two figures. I felt like they were just like my conscience in a way. One telling me good and the other one wanting bad. I feel like everyone has a good and bad side to them, but this was very serious to me. I felt like I was being haunted by shit. Whenever I was in a bad situation, I would hear somebody whispering in my right ear, like, hey, hit them or something, grab something, jam it into their throat. I'm like, no. And like I would see stuff that wasn't there all the time. I had these really long hallucinations. I went on a cruise once and I thought I saw this girl and talking with somebody. And when I was off the cruise, Mom was like, hey, who are you talking to? You're just talking by yourself. We were having this deep conversation. I'm like, what are you talking about? She's like, yeah, you were just sitting there talking with nobody. I'm like, what? You're kidding, right? It was scary shit. It doesn't happen as much anymore. It still happens to this day, just on very rare occasions. Thank God. But I'm still terrified to even talk about it sometimes. Because I've had moments where I hurt people because of this stuff. Like, I let my anger and shit get to me. And I wasn't listening to, like, the other side. Like, hey, you should calm down. You should relax. And it was just terrifying. I keep saying the word terrifying. I should really stop. But, what's the word? It was traumatizing. That's the word. And I think a portion of that was from abuse from my older brother. Like he would physically abuse me a lot.
Damn.
We've patched that up now, thankfully. But he was a druggie. He used to abuse his family. It was horrible. But he's clean now, thank God. And he's a family. He's happy. So I wish the best for him. I've been through a lot of shit in my life, and I know there's always going to be people who've had it worse than I have.
Mm-hmm.
But I devoted myself to helping people. Right after one incident, my friend got into a car crash and unfortunately died in the crash. He told me just before he died, actually, we got in the car and went off. He told me, "Listen, man, I know what's going on. You can't give up on yourself, and you can't give up on other people. Do your best to be yourself and help people when they need you most." Then he left. I never saw him again.
Damn.
It's very painful. And my Oma, when I would get upset, I would call her because she lived all the way in Massachusetts. So I'd give her a call, and like when I was crying, she'd be like, "All right, Kliss, I did German accent. She's a very thick German accent, but I can't do German accents. So she's like, Christopher, if I were there, I would smack you. You are better than this. You know this. I can't do a good accent. God damn it. But she would get me out of it like that. She would hit it. She would hit me with the hard truths, and you know what? I'd man up, and I dealt with it. And I went through it. I pushed through it. When the moment she unfortunately passed away, I had a feeling, because my dad kept calling me like, "Hey man, she's in the hospital. She's not responding." Like 5 minutes before I got the call, 5 minutes before I got the call that she was gone, there was this loud crack of thunder, and like that instance, I'm like, wow, something doesn't feel right. And then like 5 minutes later, my dad calls, yeah, she unfortunately passed away 5 minutes ago. I'm like, oh fuck, and I went into this emotionless slum. I was just sitting on the couch next to my mother, and she was just looking at me. I showed no emotion. I showed no expressions. I just nothing. And then when she finally snapped me out of it, I was just breaking down. I was crying constantly. It was a really fucking tough moment. And I still deal with the shit today. I still deal with the fact that, you know, unfortunately I couldn't be there when she needed me most. And neither could my father, because he owns his own business. He can't be there for her. I wanted to be there for her, and he wanted to be there for her, but we couldn't do it. It's sad, I know. And unfortunately, the last things I said to her were, I was very serious with her. She kept bothering my dad and kept telling him, you know, hey, you have to get away from your family and you have to take care of me. So I actually had to explain to her, you know, he can't. He has to run a business. He has to take care of a family. He has to put food on the table. He has to do all this shit. I understand that you want him here, but he can't do it. If I could, I would do it, but I can't, Oma. I gave her a big hug until I love her and I left. That was one of the last things I said to her. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
And the last things I said to my grandpa when he was incapacitated in the hospital bed. I'm not sure if he heard anything I said, but I told him, you know, I'm sorry that I couldn't be there for you. I'm sorry I couldn't be there to help you when you needed it most. I love you, Grandpa, and I want to make you proud. And I left the room. You know, a couple days later, I got the news. It was horrible. I was in the middle of working. I was working, like half of my shift was done working in a restaurant. I got a call from my dad. He told me, you know, unfortunately, I heard your grandfather passed away. And the moment I heard those words, I started breaking down. Like I walked out of the restroom, tears in my eyes. The other employee's like, hey, you all right? Was everything all right? I'm like, no, I need to go. So my manager comes up. She comforts me. She's like, do you want to go home? Like, I explained to her what happened. And she's like, all right, I'm going to let you go home. All right, come back whenever you can. Like the next day I came back because I could not miss work. I know I just couldn't do it. I had to work. I had to put money and food on the table. So I instantly went back to work, even though I was still in pain. And I'm still in pain to this day. I'm still in a shit ton of pain from death, breakups, all this shit. But, you know, I pushed through it. I thanks to you guys for one thing, my fans, Tig, all my friends, everybody. You know, I have support. And unfortunately, I lost a bit of my support because I'm not going to get too deep in this, but because of an argument with some friends. And they took the majority. They wanted to be the majority against me. Even though I wronged none of them. I wronged 2 of them. I have wronged 2 of them. Maybe 3. That was it. The rest of them are just going with the majority. And I have apologized profusely for what the shit I did. And I wanted to make it up to them, but they weren't accepting it. And one of them apparently had this vendetta against me for years. And I'm like, I did nothing wrong to you, man. Why did you have this vendetta? I've been nothing but kind to you. I've been there to support you through all the shit you went through. So what the hell? I don't hold grudges. I still don't hold grudges. I won't hold grudges against any of them, even if they hate me. I'm not going to hold a grudge against them. They're trying to live their lives. I don't want to ruin that for them. And I'm trying to live my life. And I hope to God they can understand. As long as I don't want to ruin their life, I hope to God they don't want to ruin mine. And it's the little things that really ruin people's lives. It's crazy. Something little's going to go and just grow into something big. And it's just going to get worse and worse. And if you make it worse and worse, it's going to get that snowball effect if you let it happen. I think if you can stop something in its tracks, like, you should be okay. Just man up, speak about it, and get it over with. Deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I don't think you should ever let shit build up. That's what I did for so many years, and I'm still trying to get it out. I've had years upon years of stress, anger, anxiety, all that shit build up over the years. And that's why I go and lash out at people sometimes. Once I get control again, I'm like, you know what? I apologize immediately. And I try to fix the wrongs.
Yeah.
And it happens all the time, and I hate it so much. It's painful,
Mm-hmm.
And at one point, I even thought I lost my fucking sanity at one point. I was like, fucking... I was with my buddies, and I saw something that terrified me. I saw this big figure walking towards me, and I asked them, hey, guys, do you see that? They're like, what are you looking at? And I felt like it was pushing against me. I'm like, dude, you okay? They didn't see anything, but I just acted like I was being hit or something. Like, I acted like I was being attacked by something that wasn't there. And it just looked weird to them. They were there, but I thought I was losing my fucking mind. I was scratching at my head. Next thing you know, my hand was bloody. Like, I was scratching at my head enough times to make it bleed. Like, I saw a doctor. I talked to him. Everything's good now, thankfully. But shit happens. It's just a bunch of shit. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
But that's basically all I gotta say.
All right.
Thanks for all who stuck around. You know what I'm saying, to listen to my what's the word? My fucking
Little...
we would call it a tirade, but it's not a tirade.
Our little discussion.
My rant. No,
Yeah, your
not
rant.
really rant, but
Rambled.
I don't know. Fucking, let's get to another topic.
Story.
Dicks. Let's just change the topics. Hi, cat. We'll grab my cat. Hang on. I'll turn on my webcam
Yeah,
for a second.
earlier I heard your cat was just going meow.
Oh, yeah, she
meow,
does.
meow.
Let me turn my
It was
webcam.
like loud. It seemed like it was getting louder.
Oh, she's a
to me.
loud bitch. Hang on. Yee. Let me grab her.
Wait, I must hit the deck because my friend wants.
God, hang on. Come here, cat. Come here. Good girl.
Tig, Windsor, I must take my leave.
Oh, no. Don't leave
All
us.
right, see you, man.
The cat needs you.
Goodbye, lads. It was a nice talk.
Meow, kitty.
It was.
Yeah, thanks, man.
Ah!
What the fuck? Look at the
way
damn
how
cat.
you gotta do.
Hello, girl. There you go, girl. Alright, now it's just you and me, Tigosaurus Rex, unless I can grab
Yep.
fucking T-Man.
This is.
Hey, don't eat the mic.
Here in a moment, I also may need to back out for a moment because Electric has been kind of waiting for me to join the group chat he's in because I think there was something he wanted to tell me.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
But I want to at least finish this up first.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can get some people so you can go.
Okay, well.
Ugh.
But yeah, just it is crazy. Like I think I have I had a friend who would have constant night terrors.
Yeah.
Like every night, he probably wouldn't have been able to sleep for shit
Damn.
because of these night terrors. I don't remember how bad they went, but going by him, they were pretty bad.
Damn, that's sad, bro. I'm sorry.
And I honestly don't know what I could really do about it. At the time, I was younger, and
Right.
I honestly had no clue. Like I knew night terrors is like a bad, like really bad dreams
Right.
of some sort, but it's just like I at the time I didn't know too much about it, and I was still kind of young in terms of ideas that I could think of. At most, like the biggest thing I remember doing to help a friend is talk him out of suicide.
Yeah.
That was the best thing I've ever done, I guess I could say. Because, like, it hurt me so much because it was like this. The morning was like this. I woke up, I was getting ready for school, I had a little bit extra time, I got on my computer,
Yeah.
I was talking to them. They were going in the deep end. It was really bad. I tried my best to talk to them, but then I had my dad telling me it was time for me to go to
Yeah.
school, and I was like, shit. So I was trying to tell them I'll be back after school.
Yeah.
We can keep talking then, but they were like, the way they were talking, it seemed like they were about to end it. Like they were just gonna do it right there, and then I was like, no. And I was just distraught the entire day. It
Yeah.
got so bad that I was actually like, um, uh,
Scared.
it's like these. No, it was like it's something that some schools have. I don't remember. I think it's like a like I forgot what they called it, but it's basically like this. There's these people that would help you usually for maybe like certain issues.
Counselor?
Sometimes they help like yeah, I guess like a little counselor, well, kinda.
Hmm.
It wasn't in the office. It was like a separate thing.
Yeah.
It's almost like a thing for people who have like maybe like anger issues
Mhm.
or stuff like that, like something for those kind of issues.
Right.
And um, it got so bad that one of my teachers told me if it was okay just to maybe get them, and at the time I just wasn't sure. And I sat there and chatted with him, and I told him like what was wrong, like what was going through my head, and like I have a friend who lives like it's an online friend that was going through some stuff, and this morning like they said they were gonna commit suicide. I
Right.
tried my best to talk them out, but it seemed like it didn't work. At least not that I thought, because it seemed like they were just about to end it.
Hmm.
And basically, they wanted to try to help me, but I just didn't know the actual area he lived. I just knew maybe the city, and that was
Yeah.
it. Or not the city. I didn't know his actual name,
Okay.
at least not at the time, and I think I only knew maybe the state he lived in, but not the city.
Hmm.
So it's like I had very limited information, but I was still being distraught over it.
Yeah.
And but then after I got home, they didn't do it. They were about to, but I guess they just like they threw away the knife the moment they were thinking about doing it
Gotcha.
right there. So at that moment, I talked to any of the people I knew that were friends of his. I got all of them to come try to help me talk to them, and we basically all got into a group chat, just us,
Yeah.
and we sat there and talked with him.
Nice.
And going by my memory, I was breaking in tears. I was just hurt,
That's understandable.
was worried, and later that person told me that like just them hearing me sit there and cry
Yeah.
meant a lot to them, because it goddamn, I'm tearing up now as I speak.
Right.
Yeah, but it meant a lot to me that it meant to them a lot, because usually like I'm one of those people, like I may be very sensitive or like I guess emotional, but it's like I usually care. I don't like losing a good friend. Like when I
Yeah.
have a good friend that I've talked to, played with a lot, and had fun times with, and it ends because either I did a mistake or out of like nowhere we just had like a dumb fight. The next second we just stopped becoming friends. It hurts me
I understand that.
because it's just we were good friends. What happened? Even now, it's like helping. Like I guess this is why a lot of people in groups I've been with always consider me as like a father figure, just because like I'm always open.
True.
I talk about my issues, but I also sit there and listen to their issues
Yeah.
and do whatever I can. Maybe give them advice on what they could do if it's something I at least have knowledge in. Basically, the saying, imagine yourself in their shoes. I highly pretty much go by that feeling every day. I try to imagine myself if I was in their shoes and what I could have done or what I am able to do. I try to think that, but also I don't like comparing my issues with others. I never do, because to me it may have been hell what I've went through, but to someone else it's like nothing.
That's understandable.
That's why it's never the best idea to like compare because everyone goes through something differently. Everyone's mental minds are different. Everyone goes basically life. It's different for everybody. One person may not have a single issue at all. One person may have the same situation that person that had no problems with before have an existential crisis.
Yeah.
Like it's not guaranteed that, oh, if everyone was in the exact same situation, everything would be fine, right? Nah, no. It's the human mind is a strange thing, and it's very complex. Everyone develops differently. Like I will say, I feel like people who went through a tragic period at least once or twice or how younger age, I feel like those people mature faster because they've been through the hard times much earlier than they should have, obviously. Yes, it's terrible that they go through that, but in most cases, if they are able to get through and keep going, they mature faster than normal.
True.
At least that's my thought on that part, but I feel like it shows because I've met people who are probably either around my age, younger than me, like hell, even people that like basically maybe 14 years of age, they're just as mature as like say maybe an 18-year-old or something or more. And it's because usually they probably went through something that's just making them go through a depressional period. Like I may say like, oh, depression. Like everyone has a form of depression, but it's still serious. It's just not special. Is what I'm basically trying to say. It's not something like, oh, only you have it. Everyone's going through it in some form. Some people treat it differently. Others, some people may have a lot more control over it. Others may have almost no control over it. Some people may have some control, but not enough. Like it's all over the place. It basically like how I consider it. Life is a dice roll,
Right.
or the line. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. But yeah.
Yeah, man. All right, I should let you go.
Yeah, it's just. Hopefully, you found someone you can actually talk to for the real talk.
I'll see what I can do. Thanks, man.
All right. Well, there's some of my insight about the real shit.
Right.
I usually try to look at everything I can positive as best I can. Hell, I like like I try not to hold grudges. Yes, I'll probably still have some like content of like, okay, it's just this shit that they've done was unacceptable, but it's just like I will still say I hope the best for them as a whole, as a person and whatever they do in life. I still hope for the best because there's no reason to just sit there and attack them and just berate them for something that you didn't agree with them at first.
Right.
At that point, you might as well just end it and be done with it.
I got you. Thanks, Tig.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You have a good night, all right?
All right, you too, man.
Thanks, mate.
Mm-hmm.
Give me a minute, y'all. Jesus Christ. Calm down. I think I'm gonna call it a new stream, guys. It was quite a bit. That was a lot of shit. If y'all enjoyed, hit the like button if you would. I'll see y'all on the next one, alright? Keep your heads up and stay strong.